the vision and strategy makers. Obviously, budget, those bigger things. We don't need a mayor or city council members out telling our road crews how to patch potholes. So we need to be the visionaries and the ones who create strategy. I think I'm out of time.
Yeah, no, we still had 3 more seconds.
I'll defer.
We still had 3 more seconds.
Well, folks, I consider myself the people's mayor, and the reason being is I answer directly to the people. That's who's going to put me in power, and that's the only endorsement I'm looking for. My management style is very, I say, complex yet simple. I lead by example. I like to get my hands dirty. I'm not the type of person just to dictate orders. I'm usually the person that's leading the pack, and I'm showing people how to get stuff done. So if you want to say anything about my management style, is that I'm very efficient.
Thank you. And again, the short answer is the only boss that we have as council and mayor is right there. It's the citizens of Carrollton, right? We have to earn the right each day, every day, to return the next, right? And if we're not, then pull a runoff election because they should be out of there, right? Don't ever forget who the boss is, and that's the taxpayer out there. It's the citizens. The management style, empower. We have a great city staff. Let's empower them to do their jobs. They're pretty bright people. We hire the best. Let's put them to work and hold them accountable for standards. Thank you.
Okay, so that's good. That leads into the next question, because a lot of the ideological issues that are driving this country right now are because some people think they know better than everybody else. And I'm sorry that you don't know, and we just know better, and so you need to sit down and shut up. That type of attitude. So, do you generally believe that city departments and the city council know better how things should run than the average citizen? Again, the average citizen. And that the city should nudge the citizens into understanding the right things to do? Or do you have a different philosophy for getting things done? And I think we start with Zul.
Once again, balance. You know, obviously, since you mentioned the average citizen, I don't think the average citizen knows exactly how a city is run and so forth. I think that's why we're here, is to guide the city and the citizens, to show them what's the best decisions to get made. I'm not going to twist somebody's arm when it comes to policy and so forth. I'm going to go back the logical route and see what's best for the community and what's best for the city. You know, there's a lot of different things there's a lot of different ways you can take on this, but I feel we have to maintain a balance.
Again, sound policy set by council and mayor, representing the people, empowering the staff to execute on that policy, right? Let them know what's expected of them. They'll deliver on it. And allow the laws of supply and demand, the free economy, to really drive it. The answer is in the free market, right? Council, and I've seen councils and council members try to dictate to people and overgovern standards, brand standards, force major brands to change their corporate identity because it didn't fit what their style guide was. Wrong.
No, I don't think, did you answer this one? I don't think you answered
No.
that one.
So this one's clear, is that as a council member or a mayor, you represent all of the citizens of Carrollton. One of the dangers that we have is that you often hear from a very minority opinion, and you do have to weigh that, and it is very easy to get caught up in that. And I want to make sure that every single decision I made was based on what I believe, from lots of discussion with lots of you out there, is what you want for the best part of the city.
Okay, and we apologize, we're back to the minute, so we were cutting you a little short there. So let's move on to now, what do you think are the most important city issues that the council currently faces? So vacant housing, crime, transportation, that kind of thing. Specifically, what do you think are the most important issues? And I think I have right now that we start with Steve.
The most important issues facing our city right now come down to two things. Managing growth, particularly on the north side, making sure we have the infrastructure to support it, the services to support it and respond, and dealing with redevelopment on the south side. And again, this is not trying to create a tale of two cities. It's just factually, we had a long period of growth in the core part of Carrollton, a lot of delay before we had the boom of what we're experiencing now. And so that has a tale of old and new. And so we need to manage the growth on the north side to make sure that we have the services up there, response times, the streets, the traffic problems resolved, right? And the ability to accommodate jobs. And certainly, yes, restaurants and shopping and so forth. On the south side, we need to continue the redevelopment. Redevelopment of not only our shopping centers, but our homes as well. Encourage investment in redevelopment of the homes in the historic area. And let's attract new citizenry into the group. Number one zip code, right? 75006 in this area, right? It's there for a reason because of all the work. Thanks.
I would sum it up as the number one challenge is that we, Carrollton, are in this entire metroplex. And so we basically compete with all of the other suburbs and cities in this community, in this greater metroplex. In order for us to continue to attract businesses, in order for us to attract homeowners, we have to make sure that we are protecting our brand, and that's what I want to call it, is that we need to make sure that we know how to promote it, and that involves a lot of things Steve just said, redevelopment. It means attractiveness and amenities. It means making sure that we have the lowest tax rate so that you want to come here because it's attractive from that matter. All of those things, that is what we have to do because we're in a very competitive environment in this broader community.
I think the two biggest challenges we're facing right now as a city is reduced wasteful spending and transparency of government. I want every citizen to know exactly where their dollar is going. Within the past decade, the city has been hemorrhaging money in losses, either from lawsuits, failed construction projects, and various other negative things that happen. And I want to put an end to that. I feel that the responsibility with money management is priority as government. We don't want anything to go to waste. We never want money, large lump sums of money to end up going to one individual because of a lawsuit payout versus going toward the whole community. That's how you go in the gutter. That's how cities become ghost towns. I will put my foot down when it comes to wasteful spending. I will make sure every dollar is accounted for and every penny is used wisely. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to another area, Carrollton is a little famous in this area, in the North Texas area, for something called managed competition. Been going on for a number of years. We listened to the city manager just a few weeks ago talk about the millions of dollars that Carrollton saved. So, what is your opinion on managed competition, and would you continue that process? And we start with Kevin.
Absolutely. I think that as best we can, we need government to be able to operate as efficiently as it can. And generally, we found in America that the capitalistic environment works well, and that's what managed competition does. What I do think is, in some cases, we need to make sure that that managed competition program is being evaluated carefully, and that we are ensuring that it really is a true comparison, and that in some cases we might have to outsource something that is sometimes hard to do when you talk about outsourcing what was currently done in the city, but we need to take a very capitalistic stance on that. But yes, I would keep a managed competition program in place.
Sue? I agree as well. There's nothing more efficient about government than saving people money. If the program is allowing to do so, I definitely 100% on board. I feel that's the best way we can give back to the people, and we can continue to grow as a city if we do so. I do feel we have a system of checks and balances, so I want to make sure that everything is being followed through specifically through procedure. And as long as that's being so, I don't see anything wrong with the program as such.
Okay, Steve?
Thank you. So managed competition has done a lot for us as a city. Competition is good, right? This is back to supply and demand. Ultimately, competition makes us all better. This program, however, is not just about outsourcing, right? It's about making sure that as a city you're doing it effectively. The problems with managed competition the way we currently have, and it's done a great job, but everything can improve, right? And so as we look back, some of the lessons that we've learned about managed competition and taking the next step is basically to improve upon it, to say that, you know what? Bust up your boundaries. This is not business as usual. So don't try to measure it the way you've always measured it on the same things you've always done. Let's make sure we're thinking outside the box in terms of how we deliver, and then hold ourselves accountable to that level. So managed competition, good. Keep moving forward and remeasure. Anytime you have a process, you have to tweak it, and then you redefine it, and you measure, and then you manage. Right? That's a process circle. Thank you.
Okay, we're about out of time, so we're gonna wrap it up. You have 1 minute to make your final closing statement. So we start with Zil.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would say this is probably the most exciting period of my life. Getting involved in American politics. I love our country and I love our system, and I would die for our country if it came down to it. But hopefully, I won't have to do that to get your vote. We're having an election in May. I guarantee you, this is going to make history. This is going to have the biggest turnout ever, because I feel that I can add such a broader sense to this government and take our city into the future and make it one of the greatest places to live in the United States. And hopefully I'll see y'all guys in May. So thank you so much.
I have recency of experience with this council, right? This is the council that I've served on for the last 3 years. This is the council that we're making a lot of good improvements. Response times, all-time low. Crime rates, all-time low. Tax rates coming down. Valuations increasing. All the good signs that you're seeing. Amenities improving. So this is what, my love of Carrollton is really what's driving me to step up to mayor. My term ends in May, and the easy thing would have been to continue on council. Instead, I took the hard decision, and that is to run. And I'm running for you all because I love Carrollton, and you know that, and you all love Carrollton. We have great people in Carrollton, and it's back to P for public safety. Let's make sure we're protecting our people, places, and things. R for redevelopment. Let's continue the Renaissance, boy. We are riding the wave. Let's continue to get the benefits. I for infrastructure. Invest those benefits back in the infrastructure. D for diversity. Let's use it to attract greater investment via fiscally responsive economic development policies. Hashtag Carrollton Pride. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for allowing us to speak tonight. I do believe I'm the right choice for our next mayor. I have the vision, which you've heard. I have the experience, 2 terms on council as well as 5 boards and commissions. I chaired those. I'm the only candidate that's ever chaired any subcommittee, commission, or board for the city. And finally, you need someone who can lead and who can bring consensus. And I have the endorsement of Mayor Marchant as well as the majority of the current council. So I think it tells you what that. So you need that. You need vision, you need experience, and you need leadership. And I hope that you'll join me in bringing a bold vision to build a bright future for Carrollton. Thank you.
Gentlemen, we thank you. That's all the time we have for the mayor, so appreciate your time.